Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Diamond Stylz. I go live every Friday at 7. And today we're going to talk about Greg Abbott in Texas and his attack on trans people, trans kids specifically, and their parents. It's not just him, but the Texas Attorney General. Um, yeah, they're doing a lot of foolishness down here. So we're going to talk about that today and how it's really just bullshit to rally their base, but we'll talk about that. How is everybody doing today? Mm, 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 mm. Hey Kay, how are you? Hello, hello. If you are a regular, come in, thumbs up. If you are a newbie, sit and chill until you feel like, I say something that you can thumbs up to, or you can do it just because you want to. Thank you. Yeah, my little light gray hat. I love, gray. Gray is one of my favorite colors. A little light gray, little, a little something. My little Taji handmade earrings. I think I got this shirt from. I think I got it from Ross for like $8. Ain't it cute? It's giving very African print, And then I got this is like a custom little gray jumpsuit that I got made at by Ishakti. Hey CL, hey Andre, Nathan, Sienna. Yes, this is a matte lip from a matte stay lip color by Maybelline. I can't remember the color, but it's one of those matte ones that you can kiss and it not come off on your hand and not come off. It's really, really nice. I like it when I am talking or I'm going to go out to eat, like when you're on a date. They have it in like just a red, just a pretty red, and like an orange and a pink, all that kind of stuff. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So you don't have to keep reapplying if you go out to eat or something, or if you're talking a lot, like if you got a speaking engagement and you don't want your lipstick to come off. They stay. Hey, Coco. Thank you. Mwah. It's like the dark brown. Okay. Yes, I'm just coming back from Jamaica. My middle brother, I have two little brothers. My middle brother, I actually have three little brothers. I never mention him because we haven't seen each other since like 92. But I actually have another little brother that lives in Japan that I can't get in contact with. I don't know how to find him. So and he's my dad's son. And so because me and my dad don't talk, I don't have and then I don't know how to get in touch with him or find him. So I wish I knew how to do that. But he is in the Air Force, and he is based in Japan. That's all I know. That's all I know. But anyway, my two little brothers on my mom's side, the middle one got married this weekend, last Sunday, and they did a destination wedding in Jamaica, and we were in Jamaica, and it was amazing. Did I find myself a Winston? No, I did not find me any trade while I was there. I was really having a great time with my youngest brother. We were partying and getting drunk. And hey, Asia and Marissa. Hey, we were partying and getting drunk and eating because it was an all-inclusive resort. So you can eat whatever you want, whenever you want. You can drink whenever you want. When like you can go up to the bar and just say, "Give me this" as many times as you want. So we were getting drunk. We were swimming in the daytime, swimming at night. We went sailboating. We went. I wish that I had went, but I didn't go do this. My brother went and swam with the dolphins. I last time I when I went to where was I at? Cozumel. Yeah, when I went to Cozumel, I was on a cruise and we ported in Cozumel in 2020. And on that cruise, we decided to go on like an excursion and go like swim with the stingrays. And I really didn't enjoy that much. I didn't really enjoy that much. So when my brother suggested going to swim with the dolphins, I was like, no, thank you, I pass. But I felt like I would have the way they described it in the pictures. I felt like I would have enjoyed that a little bit more than the stingrays. The stingrays was boring. They were fucking riding. They had their arms on the dolphins' fins, and they was riding the dolphins. And then, like my brother said, they tell you to kind of stand like this, really, really straight, and the dolphins will take your feet and push you through the water like you Superman. And they have pictures of them doing it, and it is so fire. I said, "Oh, I wish I would have came with y'all and did that. That seemed like it was fun." But I missed out because I was thinking it was gonna be like the stingrays. I was like, I didn't like that. So didn't get to do that. But it was a lot of fine ass dudes. Um, it was Jamaica, so the chocolate brothers are unlimited, baby. So it was a bunch of fine ass dudes, but I just didn't really have enough time to kind of get away. Then me and my little brother were sharing a room, so not that he wouldn't have got out if I had wanted some company, but but we were just having fun. We didn't really I wasn't even thinking about trade at all. Those stingrays scare me. They don't scare me. They don't scare me because the ones at the excursions, they're not wild. So they don't have their barbs have been removed. So their stingers have been removed. So they can't do nothing to you. And they really been captive, so they can't get super, super big. Um, and honey, they waiting for you to feed them because when you play with them, they give you this little food and to feed them, and that's all they want. They like ooh, and they got this little. Their mouth is like a suction thing, and it sucks the food out of your hand. But it was okay, but I wouldn't do it again. I wouldn't pay to do it again. If you've never done it, I would say go for it. Yeah, the barbs are the scary part. Yeah, they remove them when they're in captivity. They remove them so they can't do nothing. Hey Brandon, how are you? So Jamaica was fun. It was you gotta take COVID test and you gotta take COVID test to go there and COVID test to get back and make you gotta be negative or you can't come or and you can't go. Um my travel experience have been so amazing lately because I have clear and pre-check. Oh, honey. I don't have to go to the fucking airport 2 hours early no more in case the line in the TSA is long. I'm just skipping motherfuckers. Cause clear they send you through. You don't even have to stand in that line. Clear send you right on through. And pre-check, you ain't even gotta take off your fucking shoes. You ain't gotta do all the shit that everybody else gotta do. You ain't gotta do. So fire, and it's cheap every month. You get what I'm saying? You pay once a year. I think it's like $80 a year. I get clear. My brother works for TSA, so I get clear through him, so I don't really have to pay for that. Um, what else? Um, yeah, so honey, traveling be a breeze now. You just come to the airport and get through. So I fucking live. I get my whole life, and I haven't had to go through those fucking body scanners. That if you go through it and you trans and you honey, you ain't got your sex change yet, child. They will, honey, have to search you because they think something is in your pants. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't have to go through that. I went through the what is it? I went through, the little things that they have in schools. Oh yeah, they clock you because what my brother explained it to me. I had clocked myself, but he explained why it wears you out. Not with a gap. So this is the thing about it. So I don't like to be tucked on a plane, period, because you're sitting down in these two small ass seats, and I just don't want to be tucked. So I usually wear a skirt so I don't have to be heavily tucked. I just have, it'd be, just a little push back. Just so I ain't all bunched up in my motherfucking seat, hurting with a gaff on. Baby, traveling with gaff on, I don't see how y'all do it in them cramped ass seats. Unless you like first class and you got some big ass seats or something. I don't know. I'm not about to be 4 hours sitting down in a gaff. Nothing. So, not my tea. So, I'm so what happens is what if you don't if you don't and you walk through the little scanner thing, the person on the other side of the scanner, what you don't see is that they push a button. I wear spandex body shapers. Exactly. Where it's not just dangling. Do, 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 do. It's in something like that. But the person on the opposite side of the scanner, they push a button that says male or female. And if they look at you and they see a girl, which when you look at me, I hope you see a girl, they push, they push female, they push girl. And so when you come through the thing, the body, the scanner, it is looking for anomalies, like what is abnormal on this girl's body. And so if they have like I don't want to say a guide, but it's a fucking machine. So it's like this is what is supposed to be happen. This is what's supposed to be. So if you see something, if the machine scan and it's some stuff that ain't supposed to be there, they like, there's an anomaly. Search them. And so when you look at the screen, it'll show you a yellow. It'll show you like a yellow spot. It won't be like if it's metal, it'll be red. But if it's just an anomaly, it'll be yellow. It'll be like an area in your crotch that'll look like kind of like it'll like yellow. So it tells the person that you might want to search them and touch it. Because if it's not metal, if it was metal, it would be red. But because it's your what is a but a fat cooter cat is not gonna stick out the way my piece is gonna stick out. There's a difference between a fat cooter cat and a piece as far as how much it sticks out. And so when they tell you to search, but even if they don't search you, right? I mean, they have to search you. But even when they search you, and if it's a fat cooter cat, then it's just gonna be like, oh, it's really, really quick. They just go up your leg and down your butt, and you know what I'm saying? And so it's nothing but say you are rushing. Like I know me. Sometimes this is my normal routine. Like if I have enough time, I will go to when I check in for my tickets and get my boarding pass, I'll go to the bathroom real quick and tuck, and then go through the fucking go through the scanners and then go to the bathroom again, untuck, and go to the gate. So extra. So extra. But sometimes I'm running behind and I just gotta go through the scanner. And honey, they will touch and feel. And when they touch, honey, they like, what is this? And you like, I'm a trans woman. I got a piece. And they'll be like, oh, awkward. And let you go through. It's no big deal, but it's just awkward. It's just awkward. So, but when you have like pre-check, I know the last time I've only used it twice because I just got it. But we only went through those things. We didn't have to take our shoes off. You don't have, all the computer stuff, that stuff where you got to put all your shit in the gray bins, and you don't have to do that. You don't have to take your shoes off. You can just go through this little, the kind of metal detectors that they have at schools. The little square ones, not the ones that spin around you, not them. Yeah. So I love it. Pre-check and clear is love. Now I got to work on getting global entry. Global, yeah, global entry. Hey, Android. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I got this hat from GG Pip. I love GG Pip hats. I just got a new one that's fire as fuck, my white one, and then I got a brown one, but I got to return the brown one because some reason they sent me the wrong size. What's global entry? It's like clear, excuse me, it's like clear and pre-check, but going abroad. So you don't have to go through customs and all that stupid shit. Like you don't have to go through those type of deals. Because when you're going in and out the country, when you come back or go out, you go through this custom. You got to go through customs and get your shit checked, and you don't have to do all of that when you have global entry. Hey, D. Fresh 33. Do you have your name and gender confirmation ID? I don't know what that is. What's that? Start on your global entry today. With all this turmoil, it'll only get harder to get it. Ooh, you know? Yeah. Ain't that horrible? Well, I'm not trying to go to Russia or Ukraine. I literally was gonna try to go to Ukraine with my homeboy, but now I'm like, let me keep my black ass at home and stay out of them white folks' business. I had to have a surgical procedure and they had to give me a folly. What is a folly? I had to explain to them that I was pre-op. That shit had me nervous. What's a folly? Name and gender marker ID matching your appearance. Oh yes, my stuff has been changed for years. My name has been changed for years. My gender marker has been changed for years. Um, on my on my passport, my gender marker, my name was changed on my passport, but my gender marker was not. That's because back in the when I first got my very first passport, like back in 2003 or four. Um, thank you, sis. Um, back in 2003 or four. When did we go to Mexico the first time? Was that 2004? I think it's 2003 or 4. I can't remember. Whenever we were supposed to go, I got my passport then, and um, no, we didn't. But we didn't need passports then. We just needed our birth certificate. I think I needed my passport when me and Tasia went. I think that was in 2004 or two. I don't know. We didn't need our passports the first time we went. We just got our birth certificates. Anyway, so Mexico changed their little laws or whatever. To where you used to, when you go back and forth from the U.S. and Mexico and Canada, because we're like right next door to each other. Sometimes you would just need to have your birth certificate. But and they changed it to where you need your passport too, even when you are not flying. Like when you're flying, you always had to have your passport. But when you're like taking the ground, you needed they changed it to where you needed your passport, not just your birth certificate. Anyway, so I had to get my passport and I hadn't got my gender marker changed yet on my ID. And so that I had an M on my passport, my old passport for a long time. But I got my passport recently back in September. And when I sent my information in, it was all my new information with my gender marker. And so it has all my stuff is updated to the right gender marker. But my like state ID and stuff like that, that stuff's been changed for years. I'm in the process of judge approval. So I lucked up. I really lucked up. I didn't have to go through that process as far as judge approving. The good thing about me being my age, I have a video on this called something about gender marker change. Good thing about that's old. It's an old video, but people who were born prior to 1990, when on birth certificates in Indiana, when um, you are a junior, so I have my father's full name, so whatever his name was with a junior. When you're a junior, they automatically assume that you're a boy, so they don't put a gender on your birth certificate. So now, if you're not a junior, they put it on there. But if you are a junior, they automatically assume that you are a boy. So anybody prior to the '90s in Indianapolis, prior to 1990, the year 1990, anybody who is a junior, it's empty. It doesn't say anything. And so when I get my name legally changed to Diamond Collier, um, on my birth certificate, it has my now legal name, but no gender marker. So whatever gender marker I put on the paper is what I put on the paper. And since the birth certificate doesn't say M or F, they automatically assume by looking at you, you're F. So they put an F on everything. So, you know, everything has an F because, yeah. Changing everything is going to be a bitch. It actually wasn't that hard for me. First of all, my banks and stuff don't ask me about gender. I've never had a bank ask me about my gender. I've never had anything. Yeah, I don't answer most of the time if it's an irrelevant situation where my gender is not relevant. I don't even answer those questions, and it's usually optional. You don't have to answer it. But I don't my bank, I did my bank stuff online. All they asked for me was my social. They don't ask me for and then, changing my social, that was just about going um um yeah. Yeah, my name had changed for a long time. So most of that stuff, once I got um bank stuff and shit like that, it was easy. And especially when I started using a bank card. Back in the day, passport cards, have you gotten one? No, I don't have a passport card. I don't like passport cards. I think that they are a waste of money. Um, and then when I got my new issue, the dude was like, "It's no point because the passport cards only work in certain situations, but the book works in every situation. So why spend your money on that?" And then my bank let me change my name online. Oh, that's good. It's really not that hard a process. Like if you long as you got your paperwork from the court, it's not that hard. They just change it. It's not that hard at all. Especially like when I went to Social Security, it was so easy. I just went up to the window, showed them my court papers without a stamp, and they changed it. It was so easy. I didn't have to do nothing else. Yeah, okay. Sometimes you gotta hustle them because they stupid. The whole situation is dumb. Do, 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 do. Oh, we don't got along. So, all right, let's start the conversation. All right, so if y'all don't know, Governor Abbott in here in Texas, I hope y'all are paying attention to the political stuff that are happening against trans people, particularly people who are not trans that may listen to me, because y'all really need to be the ones. along with trans people that are sending letters to the governor, sending letters to your politicians, when they're doing stupid shit like this, you have to be with us because we need you because we don't always have the numbers, you know? So we need you to be like, this is bullshit. Let me go. I don't know what's going on with POF, but baby, when I tell you they are blowing me up, they are blowing me up. I usually have like, 3 or 4 messages. They are. You would have thought I changed my picture or something. Um, all right. So Governor Abbott is a Republican stupid governor, and he is. I'm trying to go to my notes. 1 second. And he has been very, very, very vocally against trans rights. hmm And so him and the Attorney General has put out. Can y'all see me? Ooh, it's blurring. Hey, there we go. So him and the Attorney General, which is Ken Paxton, an asshole, asshole Attorney General. They have released an opinion and a letter to um, Child Protective Services to begin investigating trans children in Texas and start the process of them prosecuting their parents as child abusers because they are supporting their child's transition. They're also instructing all teachers, doctors, and caregivers to begin reporting any trans students that they see in school. So, okay. So, we know how rare, in the sense of finding parents who just wholeheartedly support you in your transition. Now, you don't always have mean ass, shitty ass parents that kick you out and be mean and beat you up and do kind of stuff. While that does exist, that's why a fourth, a fourth of the fucking homeless LGBT youth. I mean, homeless youth are LGBT because parents kick them out. So that does happen, but a lot of times, some parents are just kind of nonchalant. They're like, "Yeah, I ain't gonna kick you out, but that ain't my jam. I bore a boy or I bore a girl, and I want you to be that, and I see you not trying to fuck with that, so I'm not gonna kick you out. I'm not gonna be mean to you, but I'm gonna constantly use the wrong pronoun. I'm gonna constantly tell you, that ain't right. And I had a boy, I had a girl. They kind of that still mean and shady, but it's not still shady, but not like over the top mean, kick you out of the house, that kind of bullshit. And then you have the rare occasions when you have some educated parents, some liberal parents who say, you know what, usually they are college graduates because usually people who are college graduates or who are friends with community and some are connected to trans community in some kind of way. They have the education and the lack of ignorance in order to say, oh, I know what this is when their child comes out as trans. They're like, oh, I know what this is. I've heard about this before. So let me go read some books. I got enough money to where I can go get some therapy, talk to a psychologist, talk to a therapist, talk to some people, and then they give me the standard of care when it comes to trans children. and give me options on what I can do. If I'm not ready for my child at a young age to just get on hormones because I don't know the long term effects of this, we can just postpone it. That's what Zywade and their family chose to do, where we can just put it on, we can start doing blockers to postpone the puberty process, postpone, things. Things leading up to you getting mustaches if you are a trans girl, or things that can pro- stop stuff till you able to make the decision, till you're going through the process or whatever. And this happens to cisgender kids too for various reasons. There's many reasons why they would need to be on this type of medicine for whatever reason. So it's not just trans kids that get this type of treatment, but particularly for a trans kid, these are options that parents have where if they are in their teenage years and they have been through the therapy and did the thing, they can get on hormones. That's usually the extent of it. You There's only one country that I know of that with parents' consent that a 16-year-old can get a sex change. Kim Petras in, I think, Denmark. I think that's where she's at. I can't remember. Denmark. She got a sex change early in her teen years. But in the United States, baby, you cannot do that until you are 18. You cannot have a sex change until you are 18 when you are an adult and can make that decision. And so there are the options for a parent who wants to be supportive of their trans child is, hormone blockers, maybe get on hormones and, slowly but surely do what is right for their particular family. But the key word is what is right for their particular key words, what is right for their particular family. She's over here tipping the charts now. Yes. Jazz Jennings. Yes. Examples of this is a Jazz Jennings. We have seen Jazz grow up since she was on Barbara Walters at 5 years old. We have seen Jazz go through the whole process. If you are trying to learn how the obstacles and how trans kids with a supportive family, things that they are navigating, that is a great show. I Am Jazz to watch, to see what actually happens, because a lot of times, particularly in the GOP Republican, but they're not the only ones. A lot of times they'll be talking about shit that they don't know nothing about because they're not in community with us. They will be making up lies and fear mongering and all this kind of stuff, but they are not in community with us. They don't have any education on trans people because they literally are against trans people. They think that all of this is wrong. They think they don't even spend time getting educated on these type of subjects. So they don't really know, and they just be talking out the side of their necks, talking out their ass, spilling out shit. And that's what Greg Abbott and Kim Paxton did in this letter, in this opinion letter, where they were talking about, this being child abuse. There is no leading, there's no anybody who is any kind of psychological association, any of those things. This is the way these parents are taking care of their trans kids is the standard. That's just what it is. Boom. So these Republicans lying. Are you familiar with RathPath and their standards of care? If so, how do you all feel about them gatekeeping or protecting? That could be another subject. I'm about to go into conversation about why we can talk another subject we can talk about later, but I want to talk about why this is ridiculous. Um, why this is ridiculous for the governors to make these kind of statements, and how I personally think that this is just a way for them to rally their base. So one of the cases, so this is a case. Understand when we talk about laws and family law, there have been many cases that establishes the parents' right to privacy and control over their child's life. Only time that laws and motherfuckers can come in is when it's something that has to do with harm and abuse and stuff like that. That's why they're trying to name it this way, but they can't do that because the standard, the medical standard, is that this is actually the right way to do it. So there's a case called Griswold versus Connecticut. So I have three different cases that I kind of want to talk about. Griswold versus Connecticut. This case involves the executive director of Planned Parenthood. You feel what I'm saying? Um, hey Van, how are you? Tanya, how are you? They just want to scare people. Um, so Griswold, the executive director of Planned Parenthood, and a doctor and a professor at Mayo School were arrested and found guilty as accessories for providing illegal contraceptive. They were fined $100 each, and Griswold and Buxton appealed to the Supreme Court in Connecticut, claiming that the law violated the Constitution. Now, what they are talking about, how it violates the Constitution, is privacy. Now, the Supreme Court justice of the he's kind of known as being one of the most liberal judges ever. His name is William Orville Douglas. William Douglas. He died in 1980. Now, there's some creepy stuff about Douglas. Like he had like a 20 when he was like fucking 75, 80. I can't remember. He had a fucking 23-year-old fucking wife. I'm about to show you a picture of them so you can see how fucking creepy it looks. His wife, now she was 23, so she's an adult, but I want you to see how she looks. Don't that look like a little girl? That's him and his wife. Don't that look like a little girl? That is so weird. Now she's 23, so she's legal, but some old ass man with her, that's real creepy. But anyway, that's just the messy side of of the story. But anyway, ain't that creepy? I thought that was creepy. She looks like she's fucking 12. Why would your old ass be with somebody that looks like that? Now she's 23. I want to be very clear. She's not 12. She is actually of age, but why did you pick her? Somebody that looked just like a fucking 12-year-old. Creepy. But anyway, Justice Williams, let's talk about his good side. I don't know about motherfuckers get creepy. Um Justice Williams, he ruled that the law violated, this is him when he was talking about why that this right to privacy is important, particularly marital, excuse me, particularly marital privacy. He says that there is in the Bill of Rights specific guarantees of penumbra. Now, penumbra is like kind of like the shadows of the laws. It's not the way I understand it. Now, mind you, I am not a lawyer. I'm not a legal person. Y'all got to check out the amazing Brianna Jenkins. We'll talk about her later. For that, she's a trans civil rights attorney. She can explain that. But the way I understand it, it's like the spirit or the shadows of what the language of the Bill of Rights is. It's an automatic protection, like a privacy of something. Let me give you an example. In other words, the spirit of the First Amendment, free speech. The Third Amendment, prohibiting the force or quartering of troops. The Fourth Amendment, freedom from searches and seizures. The Fifth Amendment, freedom from self-incrimination. And the Ninth Amendment, other rights all apply against the to create a general right of privacy. So you have a, it's understood that the reason why we need a right to be, we don't have to self-incriminate, that means we have a right to keep our secrets. We aren't forced to tell our secrets. We're not forced to do things that um that might incriminate us, because there we have a right to that privacy, to shut the fuck up if we want. The Fifth Amendment, we have a right to shut the fuck up. We have a right to there's things that, even though it's not directly said, it's implied that we have a right to that kind of privacy. You don't have to there's a marital privacy too. You don't have to testify against your husband or against your wife, those kind of things. So by him establishing that from the 7-2 decision, by him in the Griswold versus what is it? Griswold versus Connecticut case, he established that there's a privacy that we have a right to. Okay. Then, so that's the one case that establishes your privacy as a human person, as an American citizen, not a human person, as an American citizen. Another case that, now I already knew about the Griswold case, because that has something to do with contraception. That's something about the women's movement. I'm pretty abreast in those kind of laws because I know the history of Planned Parenthood. I know, and Griswold was the executive director of Planned Parenthood. I know the history of the women's movement when they were trying to fight for Roe versus Wade and what they used in this process. And so I knew about Griswold versus Connecticut. But what I didn't know, and that the amazing Brianna Jenkins pointed out to me, is this case, the Troxel versus Granville. This case establishes that there is a fundamental right under the 14th Amendment that the parents oversee the care and custody and control over a child. And this was like a visitation. This was like a case when that was about visitation. Like, who can visit? Can the grandparents visit? Can the father visit? Da 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 da. Whoever is rearing the child, um, and has custody of the child, they have the right to say who can visit, who can't visit, until we bring the courts in to fucking decide on what's happening. And so what this does, it broadly gives parents control and gives them a right. You can't come in as a grandparent and tell me that I have to do this, or you have to visit them. You don't have a right to fucking do that with my kids. Thank you, Brandon. So this is Troxel. This one is Troxel versus Granville, which is Troxel versus Granville, Grnville. And so y'all can look up the details of the case, but it establishes that the parents have the right and the control. So how I choose to support my child as a trans person, how I choose to support my child, if the doctors are saying this is the way to, and I go along with that process because I want my child to be safe and healthy and under the care of our doctor, I literally have a right to do that. So it is literally actually legal and protected under the Constitution for me to do what I need to do with my children. And you, as a government entity, cannot come in and overstep it. It is unconstitutional for you to come in and overstep those boundaries, because this is my privacy, this is my rights, and this is protected under the Constitution. The highest court in the nation has established that. So you can keep your fucking opinions to your fucking self. You can say them, but that has nothing to do with the law and the Constitution that protects me as a parent. Does that make sense? How what they're doing is actually futile, if you think about it. It does help them rally their base, but it actually is unconstitutional what they're trying to do and what they're trying to say for the CPS people to do. Another case that's really, really important, in this conversation about being able to control how you rear your children and what you do with them. There's a case called Meyer versus Nebraska, Meyer versus Nebraska. It's a case about banning children from being taught in other languages. So the court found that the law infringes on the interests of they were trying to basically they were trying to force them to have to be able to be taught in English. And there were some German people that was like, we want to teach our kids in German. And as a parent, I should have a right to do that. Excuse me. I should have a right to do that. And the court said, yes, you should have a right to teach your children in the language you want them to learn. Last but not least, peers versus society of sisters. This goes along with that as well. The court upheld the right for parents to make educational decisions on behalf of their children, while also acknowledging the state's right to regulate education, like how the cases, how the state has a right to tell you how the schools can be run, but not how the parents do their teaching. Can they homeschool? Can they all this kind of stuff? They have a right to be able to do that. You can't force them to go to school, but you can homeschool your children. These are all these kind of cases. So it is tons of cases in family law that sets the standard and boundaries of what the government can do and can't do in your child's life. It protects you as a parent and the relationship between your children, and protects your children from government coming in. Like we Native Americans know quite well, African Americans know quite well how dangerous the government can be when they come into your between you and your children. We know. Think about I was about to say when UA came on the show, but we don't fuck with her no more. But I have other people. So my Native American friends talk about how a lot of their children was assimilated into whiteness. They were assimilated into American culture, bust into going to schools to learn English and really to push out their culture, and how it helped to erase their people. And so we know how important it is to keep governments out of your fucking business, to keep governments out of controlling the lives of how you raise your children. There should be a level of freedom of that. And the court has, agreed there should be a level of freedom. Unless you fucking abusing your kid, then it's a whole different story. What else? Let me see. So, all right. So our attorney general here in Harris County is Christian D. Menifee, and he serves as the basically the top civil lawyer here in our biggest county, which is Harris County in Texas, the largest county in Texas. He entered in office at 32 years old, making him the youngest and the first African American elected in as the Harris County attorney. So that's why it's really, really important. Oh, let me tell y'all what he said before. It's really important to participate in your local elections. This is his response to Governor Abbott and Attorney General Paxton's foolishness. He says, Governor Abbott and General Paxton are ignoring medical professionals and intentionally misrepresenting the law to the detriment of transgender children and their families. My office will not participate in this bad faith political game As the lawyers handles these cases, we owe a duty of candor to the courts about what the law really says. We'll continue to follow the law on the books, not General Paxson's political motivation and legally incorrect opinion. And this is why it's important to make sure you have people of integrity, to make sure that you are voting so that there are people with some fucking sense in office. Which is why I love that I voted for him. I love that you know what I'm saying? I love young people. It's just something about people who are young and not these old ass 60-year-old. Not saying that, there's not woke ass elders. We know that they are. Look at 80 80 plus year old Angela Davis. There's so many people out here that are elders and woke, so I don't want to make it seem like all older people. I don't accept the whole little, oh, they're old. It's going to take some time for them to get used to your pronouns. It's going to take some time. They're old. And, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. No, that is not the tea. I don't use that as an excuse. You have to push them, because if you don't push them, they're going to take their time in adjusting to the change. As we can tell with the racist white people. But what I have come to see is that when you pick younger candidates, put them in position of power, not all the time. Now, of course, there are exceptions, but usually younger people have more of a liberal way of navigating the world. And so I thought that this was a perfect example of why it's important to really participate in your local organizations, because in your local elections, because that is what directly affects you more than fucking the presidency. So make sure you are participating in your local elections. Let's see. So this is nothing to be scared of. This is just them blowing smoke. They're trying to, this is an election year. I've told y'all many, many times before, back in the day, prior to 2015, it was gay marriage. That's why they were talking about gay marriage, because that stuff hadn't passed. It hadn't become a nationwide law and protection and guarantee. We got that in 2015. LGBT people can get married. We can do, we can do all the marriage stuff that we want to do. You feel what I'm saying? So now that used to be the dog whistle. Ooh, let's talk about gay marriage. These gay people trying to change the sanctity and the definition of marriage, which is between a man and a woman. They know that's a dog whistle for their base, for their Christian, white, fundamentalist, evangelical people. They know we got to be against these gays. They got that. They know that's going to rally them. They know that's a mating call, a war call, mating too, a war call, and that's going to rally them and get them to the polls, and be fired up. Those are dog whistles. And right now, because we got gay marriage, they had to find a new dog whistle. And that's why you see in 2016 election, the trans rights issues, because we've been subculture of a subculture for so many years. The trans rights issues is the new frontier. It's the new dog whistle. It's the new battle. That's why we started to see these bathroom bill issues come up. That's why trans people been around for years and decades, and motherfuckers ain't been fucking with us, because we were fucking nobodies. We were in the shadows of the L and the G. Period. which is also quite annoying, because the L and the G which I have tons of lesbian and gay male friends, but it was quite interesting to me when we started to see the cases around gay marriage be up in arms, be up in arms, and they started to show us gay couples, like gay men and lesbian women, and and making them like, look, these are a couple just like you. Love is love. It doesn't matter if it's same sex. Love is love. Look, 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 look. And talking about cases that revolved around same sex cisgender couples, but not understanding that, and this is, the fight been going on in the trans community. When we think about, I can think the one case that I can think about is is Lucy Anderson Hicks. Henderson, is it Anderson Hicks? I can't remember. Wait. I'm thinking Anderson Hicks. When she was in court, it was literally, they were trying to try her for perjury because she was lying about being married to her husband, and they were invalidating her marriage because she wasn't born a girl. Like, is that not a marriage? Even though she lost, that is a marriage battle. But nobody talks about that as one of the first early cases of questioning whether a marriage is valid. Make sense? But that's a trans woman, so they don't care. That doesn't come up in the cases. When we think about Christy Littleton in 1992, Christy Littleton was a trans woman she had been with her husband for 8 years, living on his ranch. He had some coins. He had went to the doctor for a situation, and there was a malpractice thing happened where her husband died because of the doctors, and she sued the doctors sued the doctors. And the doctors hired an investigator to investigate her, and they found out that she wasn't a cisgender woman. And so, because she lived in Texas and we didn't have marriage rights yet, because she lives in Texas, they said your marriage even isn't valid. So you can't sue us about a husband that you don't even fucking have. So they killed her husband and then stopped her from suing them for killing her husband because they invalidated her marriage because she was in Texas. Christy Littleton, 1992. So that's not a marriage rights case. Literally, she's getting her marriage. She literally can't sue this fucking doctor for malpractice because her husband is dead. Because her marriage is now invalid in the state of Texas because it's based on your birth certificate and chromosomes, as they used to say. Is that not a marriage rights case? Am I tripping? It feels like that's a marriage rights case, right? But nobody talks about these cases in the courts. Nobody talks about. They mostly were talking about and showcasing cases with cisgender gay people, cisgender lesbians, cisgender gay men. So in 2016, when the gay marriage thing is out the door, even the INDA bill, like the workforce discrimination bill, they were literally trying to make it where do not put gender identity on this protection. They were literally trying to get the gay men and the lesbian women to throw us under the bus. That's why we were like a subgroup of a subgroup. They were literally, and some gay folks was like, sure, we'll get you guys later. Let's get our protection. And there was some people who was like, no, fuck that. Because especially the Black ones, we know that doesn't work. That one at a time. We know that doesn't work. Because what happened is what we see now. What happens is, people get out of the fight. Those people who are on the front lines of gay marriage, think about it, the people, the activists who was on the front lines of getting gay marriage passed, right? Have you seen them switch to being on the front lines of getting trans rights passed? No, because once they get their rights, they go sit their ass down. Look at what Look at what happened. Or they be against you. Not only do they go sit their ass down, they be against you too. Unclock that too. Just like the white women. When they got their rights to vote in the 20s, did they push? Was they when they told black women to wait in the back of the marching line for women's suffrage? When they got their rights, did they fight for black women to get their rights too? No, black women didn't give their rights to 1960s, 65, when the Voters' Right Act, 64, 65. One of them. White women wasn't switching. Once they got their rights, they went and sat down. Right? Am I true? Y'all quiet today, ain't that right? That never works. Let us get our stuff first. That never works. That's throwing you under the bus. They're going to always. There are going to be a handful of people that don't sell you out. But that's how it works. Hey, Royal, that's how it works. They're going to sell you out because they can go sit down. They're passionate about their shit. They're not passionate about yours. And so once the gay marriage stuff started to pass, once it passed, now it's only trans rights that that they can use. Abortion, trans rights, abortion always going to be on the table until we get it set in stone. But trans rights is the new thing. Racial issues, abortion, reparations. Don't get the motherfucking talk about reparations. These are the things. And it's the dog whistles of the time. So these people here in Texas, they know that gets their base riled up. No matter how foolish it is. Here in Texas, there were 75 legislative bills trying to get passed that were anti-trans bills. We were able to fight and stop them this year. In 2021, we were able to fight and stop them. I went to Austin probably like 3 times to fucking be at the state capitol doing a thing. Texas Transgender Education Network of Texas, led by Emmett Schilling. He's been on the show. Equality Texas. These organizations are dedicated to kind of keeping this bullshit at bay. And we go up there. They go up there fucking almost every fucking week. I can't do that because I have a life. But they get paid to do it. And so every single one we stopped and blocked except for one. And then the one that they were able to get through, they can't even enforce it. So it was a bullshit one. They're just trying to throw whatever at the table, whatever at the wall, and see what sticks. They're just trying to do it. So this is their tactic. Their tactic is to, and then they know that Beto O'Rourke is going after that governor spot, and he almost slayed Ted Cruz. So they worried about him. They worried about these Democratic newbies coming up and being sickening, especially after losing 2020 election, the presidential election. So they are wary. They are nervous. We have been getting more and more purple. We are a red state, but we are getting more and more purple, close to flipping counties that we literally flip shit that never has been flipped here in Texas. So we haven't been a blue state since 1980 when Reagan won. So they're seeing that push to be blue. And y'all know Georgia just flipped to blue. So Texas folks are nervous as shit. They are losing ground. The more teenagers, the more people turn, like particularly like Latinx folks and young Black folks and young queer folks, the more of them that get older and they're able to vote, the more they are wary. Unfortunately, the younger demographic does not vote as consistently as the older demographic. So we really, really got to make sure we are pushing our kids 18 to 30 to really get out here and vote because they are usually more liberal. They don't want them people to vote. Georgia scared the GOP. They are going to be fighting hard come midterms. And this is the midterm election. This is 2022. They are doing whatever in their power to be able to rally as many people. And we know these moderate Democrats that we done elected are not going to help the far left. I think Texas will have an overnight flip from red to blue, purple once these red folks are gone. It's over with. Yeah, it's just hard if we get it's coming soon with demographics alone. Yes, but it can come faster if the younger generations if the younger generations get out and vote. It's literally more. We just got to know how to get into those silos and get them politically fired up. Usually, you know, they don't be worried about fucking voting. It's, voting motherfuckers, it's usually 30s and up. The older we get, the more likely we are to vote. Yeah, we got to really rile them up and get them galvanized. And usually, unfortunately, this sucks. This horrible. There is, if you are on Prime, make sure you watch. There's a master class. I love master class. I paid for it 1 year, and I can't afford it this year, but I paid for a master class for like a year subscription, and I learned so much on them fucking master classes. So if you have some kind of coin, I'm not saying it's not worth it if you don't got no coin, not to risk your money. But if you got a little bit of coin to do something extra and fun, I'm a studious person that like to learn. Like in my free time, I watch like college lectures on YouTube, and I don't find that to be boring. I find it to be sickening. But if you like shit like that, masterclass is really, really good. It is so much information that you get on masterclass. And so this year, I think Monday is the last day, all of February. So this is the last weekend that you can watch it. They have a masterclass of Black history with like Kimberly Crenshaw, Cornel West, Nicole Hannah Jones, tons of people, like just Black history, and it's really thorough. And they take you. They talk to people who are on the left. They talk to people who are conservative Black. They talk to so many people and introduce you to so many people, concepts, and even if you are, a pro-Black leftist, there are some things that you will learn because they are very, very thorough. Because they taught me so much in this little in that master class. And it's on Prime. If you have Prime, Amazon Prime, whatever, it's on there till February 28th. So make sure y'all watch it if y'all have the time. Because they taught me so much. I know the general stuff, and I think I know a little bit more than your average person. I think I know a little bit more about historical stuff, the historical details than your average person. But even that, it really taught me a lot. That's why they're targeting schools, because they know that's where kids are meeting LGBT and becoming allies. Yeah. Hmm. So yes, that's what's going on the transgender front. So now this front, I don't know shit about child. So y'all know that Ukraine and Russia, Putin is over there trying it. And what's annoying about this is because, we just got out of a fucking war in Afghanistan, and we were over there for 20 fucking years. And if this war starts, how long are we going to be over there? So annoying. I don't like it. My stocks have dropped. My stocks have dropped because of that bullshit. Well, some of them have went up. The ones that are in oil and energy, those stocks have went up because those usually go up when you are when there's wars and shit. So I have some that have dropped and some that has spiked. So it's balanced out, but it's still late. I hate wars. I think wars are stupid. Um, yeah, so that's happening. What else? We have this is some good news. Did you talk about the don't say gay legislation in Florida? Yes, I talked about that a couple of weeks ago when it was first put in, but it has moved forward. Um, yeah, weird as shit. I think it's weird as shit. Good news. A good little piece of joy. The gorgeous Niecy Nash and her girlfriend Jessica Bates. I think her name is Jessica Bates. Her stud, her bulldogger girlfriend, a bulldogger wife, because they married. Um, they are on the cover of Essence, which is fucking sickening because we've never saw that before. Particularly with Essence and their kind of history. I always side eye Essence. Now I've written for Essence before. You get what I'm saying? They have paid me some cute little coins. um, but I always kind of side eye Essence when they doing shit because y'all know the history of them and Susan Taylor shading Tracy Africa Norman, the trans model, and how a Butch Queen spilled her tea and Susan shut down the whole motherfucking photo shoot because the Butch Queen spilled Tracy Africa Norman's tea and told that she was trans after she had been this amazing model, this black model, and working with Essence before, all this kind of stuff. Messy ass with the tea, and she shuts it down instead of like going along with it. She shuts the whole fucking thing down. And this is, she became the editor in chief at one point. But this is early in her career when she was still doing the photo shoots of the when she wasn't in the editor in chief position. She was one of the, the fashion directors. And so I always side eye them when I see them doing progressive stuff because I'm like, I wish I was this progressive when I was doing that photo shoot with Tracy. But this is a win. It's going in the right direction. So I love that she looks beautiful. If you look up Essence cover, I'm trying to find it for y'all because I love it. It's been for the people who haven't seen it. I hope y'all are paying attention, child. Where is it? Sometimes this thing wants to zoom in. Oh, there you go. Yeah, so cute. So cute. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. There's a couple of fire ass shots that they got on that. I want to join their wedding bliss as a concubine. Another thing that got me really annoyed is, and y'all tell me what y'all think. I could fit right in the middle of that. Another thing that got me really annoyed Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, are being awarded the President Award recipients of an NAA Image Award. I want y'all to hear what I'm saying. Prince Harry, you're that prince, prince of the European monarch. The European monarch, the royals, is getting a NAACP Image Award. The European monarch is based and rooted in anti-blackness and colonizing Africa. Like they have grown their money, unlimited money source. The root of almost all white supremacy. The European monarch. A prince of the European monarch. I am flabbergasted. Now, Meghan, yes, Meghan, I'm not one of them people that think biracial people are not black. I don't know what people are talking about. That's so weird to me. There are people, if you identify with being black, you black. And so, I'm talking about people who, they got parents that are black. If I look at you and you looking white, you can have white privilege, but you still can identify with being black. Look at Rashida Jones. I can see her identify with being black. She got a whole black daddy. But you do have white privilege though, because people looking at you just would assume that you're a white woman. You can acknowledge both of those things and be fine. But anyway, Prince Harry should not be getting a NAACP Image Award. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all, whoever came up with this, whoever had this idea, y'all niggas is cooning. I don't know what else to say. Y'all niggas is clowning. Y'all are, I don't know what's going on. Meghan, yeah, do Meghan. Long as you're not Rachel Dolezal. Yeah, come on, get out of here, Rachel. No. But Meghan, yeah, give her an Image Award. I can see fuck with Meghan. She light bright. That goes along with the history of the NAACP for real. I just found about some white motherfuckers and light skinned motherfuckers. So that's actually along with their fucking history. But Prince Harry, y'all, I don't know what these people talk about. I don't know what these people got going on. But they do fucked up shit. NAACP do fucked up shit that make you say, are you reading the room right now? Who approved this? Let me give you a perfect example. 2 years ago, Transgender Day of Remembrance. Transgender Day of Remembrance. This is a day that is dedicated to transgender people being remembered. They literally turned their platform over to a black gay man, David Johns, to talk about Transgender Day of Remembrance. Why wasn't that a black trans woman or a black trans man? Why wasn't it a black trans person that all these celebrity trans people that you have access to as NAACP? Why would you give your platform to a gay black man to talk about Transgender Day of Remembrance? You as an organization, why would you do that? That's weird. It's not reading the room. It's just wrong. It's weird, wrong, and fucked up for you to do, particularly in this era of time. That's some ignorant shit that I would expect you to do in the 90s. In 2020, I don't expect you to do that. So it's wrong for you as an organization, but it's also wrong for David Johns to take the position after we have talked to you, multiple people, me, Brianna Jenkins, multiple people have talked to you about how you take up too much space. And here you go again, taking a job from a Black trans person to talk about Black trans issues. And here you up here on these people platforms talking about, we want to take this time for Transgender Day of Remembrance. Why wouldn't you say no? Why don't you pick a trans person for that job, for that situation? Why wouldn't you pick a trans person for Transgender Day of Remembrance? It flabbergasted me. I did not understand it. It wore me out. But that's NAACP. They recently in 2000 and I think it was 2016 or 17, I can't remember. They recently put it in their policy to be inclusive to trans people. But then they're still doing stupid shit like that. I just don't understand. Who is over there? Who is this your man's? Somebody come get their people. I think that's weird as fuck. I think it's weird. I think it is fucking absolutely dumb and stupid. And I don't understand who is control over there. Who are y'all run by? Clarence Thomas? who is y'all leader? It sounds like it's Clarence Thomas. And speaking of Clarence Thomas, soon Clarence Thomas will be joined, well, in if everything goes well, will be joined by a Black woman. Biden has nominated Ketanji Brown Jackson as the first Black woman Supreme Court justice. I am so excited about that. I'm not just, it's not just that that she's qualified and she's doing her thing. Now, mind you, you gotta wait. I'm only celebrating the nomination, and she hasn't got there yet, but more than likely she will. I'm celebrating the nomination and her getting appointed to the position. We don't know how she's gonna vote, what direction she's gonna do in regards to that. We don't know. So I want y'all to understand that, honey, if she get the voting stupid, I'm gonna be talking shit about her. But right now, I'm celebrating her appointment. And so but not only that she's qualified and doing her thing and with the nomination, but I love that she is a brown skin girl. She has dreads and she has an authentically Black ass name. Ketanji Brown Jackson, baby. When you see that on her resume, you know that's the Black girl. I love it. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. The fact that we're gonna have a justice with locks and a Black girl name. I feel joy about that. Is that petty? Oh well. He was very long-winded. He's very long-winded. Even in the Malik Gilbert interview, he outtaked everyone. That is where we reread him. Is it LeBeau? We read him in that situation. We feel like he shouldn't have been in that space. Now, if that was the Breakfast Club's connection to him, and he was the connection to the trans community for them, yes, you bring trans women to come in and talk. You can even, in the beginning, introduce, hey, if you want to be in the space and be on Breakfast Club, you can say, hey, yeah, I am David Johns and I'm the leader of da-da-da-da-da, but I think this is a conversation that should be led by trans women. So I brought y'all amazing Black trans woman and Carmen Carrera and, and Malik Gilbert, and they are going to have this conversation because I'm a gay man and I don't have, I'm not the best person to talk about this conversation. And so I'm going to introduce, the people that I brought to y'all and just kind of sit back. That's what he should have done. But he was taking over the mic and doing too much. And we called him out on it and we talked to him about it. It wasn't like he didn't know. We multiple times we talked to him about it, and he still went and did that NAACP thing. Instead of calling a trans woman and say, hey, they're looking for a trans person to do a TDR takeover on their account. Who should I do? We had Raquel Willis. We had Laverne Cox. We had whoever. I like Raquel because she'd be on it. But yeah, I just think there's so many other people who could have taken that place. It's so weird that they did that. But what do y'all think about the Supreme Court justice? Are y'all excited about that? We still won't have the majority. We're gonna have three non-conservative, non-liberal. I mean, three non-liberal people. So we still won't have the majority, but at least we have a young somebody, just like Amy Coney Barrett. We'll have somebody young because she's on. Ketanji is 51. Mm, 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 mm. But that's all I wanted to talk to y'all about in regards to, the subject matter. I want to talk about the trans stuff. I want to talk about, just what has been going on this week. And those are the things that I think that I have been thinking about. I'm glad Biden kept his promise. Now cancel these student loans. How about that? Absolutely. Um, if you are on Twitter, make sure you follow me, Diamond Stylz. That's usually where I give my hot takes. Where as soon as information come out, I talk about it on Twitter, or follow me on Marsha's Plate, or on you can follow me on Twitter. My new name, I changed it to Coctavia Butler. My @ is still the same, Diamond Stylz, but I always change my little cute little name. I don't know why it doesn't mirror. I want it to mirror. But anyway, it says Coctavia Butler. And if you're on Facebook, you can follow me, follow us on Marsha's Plate. Marsha's Plate. If you want to keep up with the trans news, baby. Queer and trans news. So what's going on with y'all? The last 30 minutes. Down. Let me see, did I miss somebody's comments? That's even worse than giving a word to Aquafina. Aquafina, child. Them walking away wasn't heroic. People getting award for doing the bare minimum. Oh, I guess you're talking about Harry and Meghan. I don't know. I don't know if it's not. I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know. I think that's a powerful thing. I don't think it's a And I might not have thought that if I hadn't watched The Crown. Like I watched The Crown and it gives you a little bit more details about um it's a fictional account, but they try to go with what happened as much as possible. Now you know the inner workings, private conversations they don't know anything about, but actual happenings, the abdication of the crown, like back in the early 1900s. That was a big deal for him to choose the love of his life over the crown. I think walking away is a big deal. I don't think it's not a big deal. Um, I don't know. It's yeah, I don't think of it as not a big deal. I think it's important, but Prince Harry is not in line for the. Oh, yes, he is. Well, I guess now no, he's not. If he hadn't had a son, but now William had a son, so yeah. So Prince Harry ain't no risk of being the king, but it's still walking away from that privileged kind of life. Well, not that he won't have any privileges, but walking away from that royal life. I think that that's powerful, especially since so many other people didn't do it. When you think about Charles, this is what's crazy. Also, we talked this week. They were lying about the queen being dead or whatever. Hollywood Unlocked. Wow, he says his source says that she's dead. So what is crazy to me, like if you follow the life of them, what's wild and crazy is that when it comes to Charles's life, Prince Charles, everything about his life has been ruled and determined based on the fact that he will be king after Queen Elizabeth. So even marrying Princess Di, having kids with her, even though he didn't love Princess Di, he loved Camilla, who he is with right now, the side chick about to be queen. uh, Even though he was married to Princess Di and he was cheating on her with Camilla, what gags me, he made all these decisions, and we lost Princess Di because of paparazzi and all the bullshit that was going on with them getting a divorce and wanting to be done and all these kind of things, like all this negative stuff about affecting her children, Princess Di's children, affecting Charles's life choices that he wanted to have, people that he wanted to love, all these things. Him being king determined a lot of the choices because they were like, you don't have any other choice because you're gonna be king, so you can't pick a divorcee like Camilla who already got a husband. You can't be with her, even if you in love with her. You can't be with her. You the fucking king. You can't do that. So all these choices that they were making him make because he would be king, and this bitch has outlived even her husband. Queen Elizabeth II has outlived motherfucker. She's like 90. Not, she's older than 96. How old is Queen Elizabeth? How old is Queen Elizabeth? 95. So Charles, who is 73 right now. So your whole life you have been making decisions on the fact that you will be king, and you haven't even got to be king yet. Your whole 75 years, and you ain't even got to be king yet. You could have married and did whatever the fuck you wanted to do because you weren't gonna be king because your mama, who is the queen, because your mama ain't dying. That is wild to me. I think it's funny. And I want her to outlive him because that would be so sickening to me. That would be sweet revenge. Camilla will never be queen. He will never be king. And y'all done wore out Diana, wore her out, stressed her out, get her killed based on paparazzi. Fuck out of here. I want her to outlive him so he never gets to be king at all. Charles won't be very long. Right. She been queen for a long ass time. The longest reigning. The longest reigning one. She's the longest reigning one. I can see him stepping down for his son. Facts. I can see that too, which will gag, which would be even more of a gag. Like, I'm stepping down, child, and give it to my son because I ain't got time for this. I just want to be with my wife and my boo, who was supposed to be my boo in the first place. I didn't even supposed to make these kids. I wanted to be with her because I loved her. Baby. What are your thoughts on another Epstein conspirator committing suicide? I don't follow that case. I don't follow it, so I don't know anything about it. But I can see them all committing suicide or getting killed or whatever. She would be punching the air. Who would be punching the air? Um, yeah, they are they're getting caught up in his bullshit. They're getting caught up in his bullshit. But they knew what they were doing. They just thought because of money, she would be punching the air. Camilla, yes. Um, they knew what they were doing. They just thought that they would always be protected because of the money and power that the people involved had. Camilla can't have a title. I didn't read it, but it was something recently, some recent statement that the Queen put out. That did she say? Um, Did she say that she would be queen, that Camila would be queen? I can't remember exactly. There's some statement that had everybody talking about it that the queen released. I binged The Gilded Age on HBO and it's giving what it's supposed to give. Yes, I love. Who is your favorite character so far? I love Miss Russell. Bertha is something about her voice. Her voice is like fucking silk. It's I don't know what the fuck. Bertha's voice is so beautiful. Like her speaking voice. When she come on screen and get to talking, I just like I would love to hear her like if she had a podcast or something because her voice is amazing. Um yeah, who are your favorite characters? I love Bertha. I love look, I had before uh on my name, now my name is Coctavia Butler. My name last month was Fagnes Fagnes Trans Ryan. Because her name is Agnes Van Ryan. My name was Fagnes Van Ryan. I love that show. That show is my fire. But yes, Agnes Reeves. I live for her. But I live for the two people that read her back. Definitely, Marion read her back. Marion will read her too, and her son gets her together too. But I love how she reads, and I love how Bertha reads. Bertha don't mind getting you together, baby. I do. I love Good Age. Um, it was so funny when I think this is the I don't know if it's first episode or second episode. Whenever Miriam comes to Aunt Agnes' house. Um, and she says, and Aunt Agnes is talking shit about her father, and she says, and Miriam is like, don't talk shit about my father. And Aunt Agnes is like, honey, you are not about to tell me how to speak in my own house. Um, I can say, she says something about, I can say whatever I want in my house. You're not about to speak in how I speak in my house. I can say whatever I want in my house. And Miriam said, not to me. I fucking love that moment. She said, not to me though. Get your mind right, bitch. I loved it. And then when Miss Thing, when her husband had tried to play Miss Russell and Mr. Russell, and she had to come eat crow and beg them so they wouldn't fall and be poor. Oh, and then Miss Russell said, "Huh? What? Why? What are you asking me for? Have mercy? Did y'all have mercy when y'all trying to sink my husband? What? How do I? What do I owe you mercy? You've been trying to dog me out and get me out of the circle for years. What I need to do for you, baby?" All right, baby. It's time for you to go. Day. I got my whole life, man. That was my shit. That was my shit, baby. Um, I love Peggy Scott. I love Peggy Scott because her name is Peggy Scott. Any country girls out there know that Peggy Scott is one of our blues legends in the South. She is a singer, and she got some cute ass songs. Um, but this Peggy Scott, this is a black girl. I think she's gorgeous. I think they be having her in some fire ass fucking clothes. Um, who else? Miriam is Meryl Streep's daughter, her stepdaughter. Did y'all know that? The girl, the woman who plays Miriam, she's her stepdaughter. And the dude that plays, not the dude that plays him, but the character named Mr. Fortune, who works at the them damn boots. That was funny. I don't care what the motherfuckers would have said. If I was Miriam, I wouldn't have pulled them boots out. They wouldn't have seen them. Once I clocked what was going on, I wouldn't have pulled them boots out. They wouldn't have got me. They wouldn't have embarrassed me like that. Oh no. I thought, no, I'm not even gonna show you. It's nothing. I would have did everything in my possible power, even run out the house without showing them boots. Y'all is not about to get me together. She was over it. I would have ran out the house. No, I'm not showing you what's in this bag. Come on, girl, let's go back to work. Um, oh, the dude who is he, first of all, he's fine. First of all, let's start there. The dude who runs the press that she went to work for, the black one, Fortune. I am a Fortune. Like I am, my grandmother, my great 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 grandmother is a Fortune. So I am connected to him. My great 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 grandmother, like three times great. But I also thought Miriam was being stupid because Miriam, girl, why would you think that Peggy didn't have coins? Like her fashions be just as sickening as yours. You, your aunt had to pay for your fashion because your daddy didn't leave you no fucking money. He wore you out. Peggy be sickening. Peggy had to help you with your fucking ticket to get to New York. Peggy, her clothes be fire. It don't. She don't be having no ragamuffin clothes. Why you think That how the fuck you think she got this? How did you? It didn't make sense that she didn't think it. She had too many signs. She was well spoken. She was a writer. She had too many signs that she would come from means. Too many signs. I don't really understand how she didn't know Peggy wasn't no regular degular. Right. And then when you tip up in, it's a sickening house. You should have been put them boots up, girl. As soon as you tip. And what I also love is Peggy Paper, yes. And then what I also love is the maid was even shading Miriam when she came in, like, girl. She was like, she had that Florence energy from Jefferson. She was like, excuse me. What is this white woman coming here for? I got my whole life. Why do you think she asked for clothes the first night? I can't remember. But I know her motherfucking gowns be sickening. Who else? When she was offered the job. I don't think she had her wardrobe then. Remember, she was stuck. I can't remember. I don't know. I can't remember. Everybody has a backstory, not just the rich people, the servants too. Yes, I love that. But I knew there was going to be that because the creator is the person who created um what is it? Is it Downtown Abbey or whatever that show is? Which I just really let me tell y'all something about Downton Abbey. What is it? Downtown Abbey? What is it? I can't remember that. Anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about with Maggie Smith. I thought Downton, yeah, Downton Abbey. That I thought that was a comedy for years. I did not because people when they would play clips of it, it was in a comedy way. Like they would have nothing but clips but of Maggie reading people. I did not know that Downton Abbey was a drama. That's my type of drama too. So I didn't know it was a drama. I thought that it was a comedy, like a period. Absolutely fabulous. I thought that it was a comedy because I would only see clips of Maggie reading people in a funny way. I didn't know that it was a serious drama, major drama, right? I was like, what? I didn't even know that. And so I started watching it recently. I'm like, this is good as fuck. Why have I missed this? I just got to the part where she fucking the movie they made recently looks so good. What movie? Um I just got to the part where she made the mistress slip on the soap and kill her baby. That was a fucking boy that she had been waiting on. When she thought she was trying to replace her and she ended up leaving the soap on the ground for her and she slipped on it and lost her baby. Oh, and then she found out that it wasn't for her. Oh, how guilty do you have to feel? Oh, I know she's over it. Oh, no, I know she was over it. Guilty. But anyway, I just got to that part if y'all watch it. But she made her mistress, who she worked for, baby get killed. The new Downtown Abbey movie is called New Era. Ooh. I don't know when it's gonna come out, but hopefully I'll be finished watching the show, catching up, because I just started watching it. But yes, Gilded Age is my new shit. I'm really excited. What do y'all think about Euphoria? That this last episode, first of all, the episode before that hit the motherfucking fan. But this episode, This episode was so funny too. Just the Lexi's whole little play was quite the tea. Especially fucking the little gay part. The little gay toxic masculinity part. That part was so funny to me. Over it in the audience, baby. And then what was a Kiki? What was a how Nate and Cassie mama is just over. She's getting her life that Ethan is playing her. When Ethan was playing their mama, bitch, when he came out as Cassie and Lexi's mama, I gagged. Lexi mom calculator was getting me. Yes, child. I used baby, that shit was so funny to me. She was calculating. Why did he call them homophobic? Yes, I was like, if you don't, oh, now you gay rights activists bitch talking about it's homophobic. No, nigga, it was making a mockery of toxic masculinity, and the foolishness that you play. Look at how he was in Makai's face. When Makai came to that party early in the season, and before Fesco beat his ass, and he was in Makai's face talking about how you miss her titties, Cassie titties, and da da da, all this toxic masculine shit. That's what it was making fun of. Your foolishness. It was homophobic. It was a kiki. But that was funny as hell too. And then that motherfucking Faye, he should have known not to fucking bring Faye in his fucking house. Faye was fucking stupid. Faye is just a fucking dumber ass Rue. Why would you bring Faye in your house, Fesco? I know why, but this is toxic. Like, she fucking was fucking doing drugs in the fucking bathroom and in the fucking car, and you knew this bitch was a fucking liability. I'm so glad Ashtray is there to fucking wear that other dude out. But I don't know how far it's gonna go, man. I'm so annoyed by that. I'm so annoyed by Fesco bringing Faye into the situation. I don't like that shit. Mm-mm. What threw me was him giving Jules the disc. It didn't throw me. Oh my god, a pimple is hurting. Ouch. It didn't throw me. It just was like, what threw me is Jules tearing up the disc. Child, I would have kept that. That's honey. That's blackmail agent, baby. I would have kept that. I'm sorry. I would have kept that. I wouldn't have turned it up. Jewel tore it up. Girl, what? I said that too, Andrea. I said, honey, Cassie is giving Maddie and fucking Jules. what is that doing? I feel like Maddie made a copy. I don't know. Would she make a copy? I don't know. I don't trust Maddie when it comes to that, because think about it. I don't. There ain't no way. I'm sorry. You gonna come in my house with a gun, threaten to kill yourself, threaten to kill me, make this kind of gun. There ain't no way that I'm calling the police, or me laying in the fucking bed doing nothing. Look, you going to jail, my nigga. So the fact that she was sitting there, fetal position crying, I don't trust Maddie when it comes to Nate. And the fact that she didn't twirl Cassie I don't trust Maddie no more. I needed Maddie to be wear Cassie out. I love the humanity of her going upstairs. We got to see the scene of when they went upstairs. Um, I love the humanity of her saying like, not only is he fucking me over, but he literally is destroying my best friend, my relationship with my best friend. How could you let him do that? I did like that moment when she was in the when Cassie was in the bathroom and she was outside the door. I did like that moment because it kind of showed you Maddie's maturity. She was like, "This fucked up. Like this is whack. Like he not only abuses me, but and fuck up my life in that way. He fucking now he has destroyed my friend, my friendship. So my whole life he has fucked over." And I thought that was a good writing choice. Instead of I wanted to see her twirl Cassie and drag her down the steps, but that would be childish. But they're in high school. Why we can't be childish? I wanted to see her twirl her. Now, who gonna twirl is I feel like Cassie is gonna twirl Lexi for this now that she done made her ruin her fucking her love with Nate. Honey, I feel like Cassie gonna try to twirl Lexi. Cassie the one that might try to twirl. She won't twirl Maddie, but she'll twirl Lexi. I think she'll twirl her sister. She's scared of Maddie, but I don't think she's scared of Lexi. And she'll take her frustration out on Lexi, I think. Hmm, isn't this cute? I love this. My friend Vanessa bought me this. It's so cute. Big ass diamond. Let's see what happens. Kaleidoscope. Yay. Did you read Mom was overdramatic in the bed scene reading her? No, I think it gets to that point sometimes. I think that's a real moment. I think I've been to that moment with my mom dealing with somebody on drugs who keep relapsing, 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 and doing negative things. I think if you have been in drug situations with people that are really, really close to you, whether it be your mom, whether it be your kids, something like that, you have those moments. I think it was a true to life moment. You have those moments where y'all fighting and breaking stuff in the house, like a couple of episodes ago. But you also have that moments where you're like, no, bitch, I don't give a fuck about this. Like, yo, you can kill yourself. Where you like, fuck it, do what you need to do. I'm not about to go through this again with you. You get to that point, you do. So I don't think it was over dramatic. I think it was real. You kind of You know what I'm saying? You kind of it goes back and forth. It's just one of those moments because I've been there. I've been in that situation where you have exhausted your patience, you have exhausted your bandwidth with dealing with this addiction with this person. Hmm, 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 hmm. Do you wanna ride in my Mercedes, boy? Do you wanna ride in my Mercedes, boy? Do you wanna ride in my Mercedes, boy? Hey, But yeah, that's what I think about Rue's mama. It just gets to that point. She's over it. Make sure y'all thumbs up. Make sure y'all thumbs up. Make sure y'all thumbs up. But yes, let's my birthday is Monday, so I'm not gonna see y'all between then and now. If y'all wanna send me something, my cash app is money sign Diamond Styles, DIAMONDSTYLZ. Um, I'm probably gonna have a little. If you are in Houston, I'm probably gonna have a little get together that I'm gonna post on probably on Twitter or on my Facebook to personal friends. I haven't decided exactly where I want to eat at and have a little gathering. Um, but my birthday is the 28th, and I will be turning up. What else? But yeah, make sure y'all thumbs up, and I will talk to y'all next Friday. You got a Zelle? I do have a Zelle. I think it's the same thing. Y'all make sure you check out Diamond on the podcast. Yes, I love that. I was on. We talked about. That's the episode where they talk about trans women, where George Jefferson has a friend that transitioned, and we talk about that. Thank you for reminding me of that. That was so good. Yes. I have Zelle, but I don't know how to use Zelle. Um, what episode is that podcast? Brandon put the link. But my Zelle is Diamond. My Zelle and my podcast is diamondstyles at Gmail. Yeah. I think if you search that, it will pop up. Are you getting beat for the dinner? I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna wear. I haven't decided, but I'm sure I'm gonna be cute since it's gonna be my birthday. I'm gonna be in pictures. Oh, I was looking on the podcast app. Yeah, that's not on Marsha's plate. That's on somebody else's episode. I'm a guest on that show. The the podcast is called The Gayest Episode Ever, and the premise of the podcast is that they find queer episodes of popular shows and discuss them. And so the Jeffersons had a show called where George Jefferson meets his his old friend who transitioned. And so they brought me on as a guest to discuss it. And so that's the name of their podcast, Gayest Episode Ever. It's not Marsha's Plate. I was just a guest on it. Yeah. But yes, what else? What else is happening? Yeah. Oh, I didn't know it was 2 ones. But yes, I will be posting something on my social media about it. Just once I decide where I want to go. There was this restaurant I tried to go to the other day, and it was so cute and quaint. I think I'm gonna try to go to it. Plus, it's inexpensive, so everybody who comes, they don't need to be breaking their pockets. Sometimes I'll pick a place that's too expensive for people, but I'm gonna try to pick a place that is chic but not expensive. So anyway, I will talk to y'all next Friday. I will see y'all, and yeah, make sure you follow me on all social media, Instagram, Diamond Styles, my TikTok. I've been posting videos on TikTok, so make sure y'all check those out. Same thing, Diamond Styles, DIAMONDSTYLZ. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? That's about it. So, all right, make sure y'all thumbs up, and I will see y'all next week. Bye bye, y'all.